I'm back. I know I wasn't here on Wednesday, not Wednesday, on Monday or on Tuesday. I know I missed a day, but it doesn't matter. We're in the present. We're back. And I just finished hosting the Hello Creator call, which is actually all about going live. And then I moved my locations right here because I love the natural light. And I was reminded of how when I was here last, it was like raining, it was so nice. And so what I did is I like took this little seat, I sat it right in front of this window. I'm on the first floor, so I'm on the street basically. But there's like a gate and stuff, but I can see up. So I moved the chair, I opened the window. I knew because it was nighttime, people would be able to see in if I had the light on. So I turned off all the lights. So I'm like sitting in the dark in this chair directly in front of the window, and like the rain is falling. And so I put on like some French cafe music on Spotify, and I'm just lounging, enjoying. And then I hear like, hello? Hello, and I'm like, the fuck? Because it's as I'm sitting alone in the dark and it's raining outside, and I hear somebody like, hello, and I'm like, hello. I like look up, and I purposely sat so that you could not see me if you were looking in. And so I like, hello. And it's like this like young lady from Belgium. And she like, it was like raining. You could tell she had been through it. And she was like, it's an Airbnb here. It's like a complex full of Airbnbs. And she was like, I'm trying to get in, but my Wi-Fi isn't working. And I was like, all right, let me put on pants, close the window. I go outside. I let her into like the area, and she's still like looking lost and sad. And I'm like, do you want to come in? And I welcome her into my home. I get her a glass of water. And I've been going on this whole journey about whether or not I would stay in this apartment. And I was like, oh, the Lord put me in this unit because God knew if I saw a weary stranger, just like Jesus Christ, if I saw a weary stranger who needed help, I would let them into my home where I live. I think it matters too that they were a female because, and I think it was on here. I was going live on here once, and I think someone was trying to get into this complex, and they were like, "Hola," and I was like, and it was a man's voice. And I didn't even engage. I was like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. So God knew if a woman, a safe woman needs help, I will be the one to usher them and allow them to be, have a moment of respite. And it was so interesting because she was like, oh, you're so sweet, because I was like, would you like some water? And I'm like, you are stranded in the rain. Of course I'm going to offer you water. And I thought it was so interesting because we all have like our different levels of what is hospitable and what is like just a kind way to treat strangers. And it would never occur to me that offering someone water off the street would be like a high threshold of hospitality. So I guess I'm just really proud of myself. I wanted to brag about my goodness, which I think nullifies the goodness. Isn't that how it works? Like you can do good things quietly, and as soon as you start to talk about it, it's like that was your reward, was the people being like, good job. And I'm like, thank you. Tasha's here. Hi, Tasha. You made it live. You did it. I'm so proud of you and the journey you went on to be here live with me. Like, I know it must have been beautiful. The greatest love is here too. You also made it. We love to see it. And you're saying, yes, brag about it because it's contagious. Exactly. There are so many things that, it's like everything is possible. We have free will. But then when you actually see someone doing it, you're like, oh, I actually had that this morning because I live close to the beach, and there are like multiple entrances to the beach. And depending on the entrance, the vibe is different. And so I actually walked like 25 minutes to enter in through a different entrance. And it is so pretty down there. I went yesterday and I was like, just to go because I do a morning walk. I was like, oh, I have to come back here to swim because it is so nice. And yesterday, I was just doing another like afternoon walk. Walking, y'all, game changer. So I did my afternoon walk just to the beach and back. And when I was at the beach, just admiring, the beauty of life, I see a woman fully dressed, like emerging from the ocean. And every time I go on my morning walk, I'm like, I should have worn my bathing suit because it's so hot and this water looks amazing and it's so beautiful. And I wish I could just like submerge myself in. But I'm like, well, I don't have a bathing suit, so I can't. When I saw this woman emerging fully dressed from the ocean, I was like, bet, say less. And this time, because I have like two bathing suits, and one it's like it ties right here, which is a little bit uncomfortable, because I got these titties. So but that's the black one. And so I'm like, all right, well, it's either that or the white one. I have two bathing suits, the black one or the white one, right? And I was like, wait, no, I have tank tops. I have all the tank tops. And so this morning I literally just wore a regular ass tank top and like bathing suit bottoms. And that's what I swam in the ocean with. And it's a small thing, but my experience was amazing. And it's because it's like we are free. So sometimes we just need someone to show us the way, be the light worker, the way shower. She said, the greatest is love was like, she said, forget a bathing suit, ocean, better take me as I am. Yes. And it's the same thing. That woman has no idea that she changed my life. I didn't say anything to her. We didn't make eye contact, but seeing this one person be herself, now I have more freedom in my life. And I just finished going on hosting the HelloCreator call, and it was all about going live. And that's why I picked the topic of this. My intention was to go live before the call to like promote it, bring people in. But you really need to prioritize the beach. Like it's important. Your energy, your wellness, your peace, your morning routine is actually the most important thing. Everything else is secondary. So I was like, looking at the time, I did not wake up when I thought I was going to wake up. And also that's because I don't set alarms. I'm very blessed. So my body woke me up when the time was right. It was later than I thought. And I was like, well, guess we're not going live before the call. We can still go live later. It's fine. And it's later in the day, so probably more people can join, like Liv. Hello, Liv. Welcome. Also, okay, let me know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, because I see that as like Livla, so maybe that's like Olivia or something else, but I'm assuming Liv's in there somewhere, so that's what I'm calling you. So I had to prioritize the sunshine, and it's one of those things, it really makes a difference. Like if you start your day with a walk in the sun, you're going to feel better, and the energy is going to stay with you for the entire day. So I was like, perfect. So that's why I made this topic about, essentially allowing yourself to matter, because you might not get the immediate feedback, and you might never get the feedback. That's the thing. Like that lady will probably never know that she changed my life, unless she somehow happens to see this video, or, there's infinite number of ways things could happen, but like, there's a really good chance she will never know, but she did. And when we do things like show up live, but also just show up in our creativity in any sort of way, and really just show up in our life as we really are, being who we really are, that is making a difference that literally sometimes people will tell us, which is amazing if they do. A lot of the time they will never tell us. They'll just clock it and then change their whole life. And that's thanks to you. It is Olivia. Okay, I'm glad. Olivia is saying, Livla is what your younger cousin used to call you because they were a baby learning how to speak. So cute. That's okay. Can we talk about it? So literally this adorable ass baby was like, Livla. And now it's your whole YouTube name. Now this little baby is influencing my life. That's what we're talking about. Like that is the power of showing up and the power of presence. And I do appreciate having the hard stop at the end of like my lives, like having a call, because also thankfully I have nothing else going on today. Like I had one call today. That's it. I am free today. And I was just reflecting because this is the final week of the Liberating the Money Shadow container I've been hosting. It has been so awesome and so fun. And I was really feeling it today because it's hosted on Telegram, like the voice messaging app. And then we've been doing weekly calls on Saturday. And I was listening to one of the messages that someone shared this morning. And I really felt how when we are called to create something, sometimes we're like, oh, that's my idea. And I have to bring it down into the world, and I hope people like it and want it. But actually, I think it's the opposite. We're like, the world needs something from us, wants something from us. Individual people want to have some kind of breakthrough or some experience, and you are the one who is uniquely positioned to give the people, your clients, the audience, exactly the thing that they need to hear. And so the reason why you're feeling called or compelled to do something is because there are people in the world who have been like sending out these silent prayers to God and are sending out these calls, and you are the answer. And I really felt it. I was like, oh wow, I thought this was about me like leveraging this great book, Love Money, Money Loves You. I tell that girl who I let into my apartment, she was one point was talking about money stuff because she was engaged in a bunch of, healing modalities, but she was having, issues when it came to actually being paid because a lot of her work was hard work. And I was like, there's this book called Love Money, Love You, Love Money Loves You. And I like pulled out my Spotify and I was like, this is the book, So I'm telling everyone about that book. But literally, I was listening to it on a Saturday. By that Monday, I had created the program that now is wrapping up. The last day is Friday. Though technically Saturday, we're having like a little testimonial call. But yeah, it happened so quick. And one of the testimonies that I was listening to that was being shared was like the person finally started listening to the book and they were like, holy crap. And all these things were changing in their life. And I was like, yes. And I was like, this is why there were people who wanted to have transformations. And God was like, baby girl, start this program so they can have this transformation. And I'm like, because I could have had that transformation by myself. I was listening to that book. It has totally like transformed my relationship to money. I could have just alone had more money. Oh my gosh, y'all. Also, I'm literally like scared. No, I got to do it. I got to do it. So I'm staying in this apartment and I'm paying for it in cash. So I went to the ATM, obviously. You're also never going to see me do apartment tours anymore, by the way. I went to the ATM to get the cash to pay for next month's rent. The way I have not had a stack of cash this thick, literally, I'm like taking photos. I'm taking photos like I'm on Pinterest of me like on the phone, like, yeah, hold on, money's calling me. Yeah, girl, what you want? I'm just like counting it out. I'm like doing prayers over it. I sprayed it with perfume so I could go like this and just and it's rent. It's not like I'm gonna, buy a fancy bag or a new car or a yacht or some shit. This is rent money. We all pay. I don't know if we all pay rent. I pay rent. And I just love the extra benefit because it's not that it's an inconvenience, but you do got to walk to the ATM, and I had to make multiple trips because I was taking out so much money that I couldn't do it all in one trip. And I just love the like extra benefit that paying my rent has given me in terms of being this intimate with cash. And it literally was to the point where I was like, I can't tell people I have all this money. And it's rent. I'm like, I can't tell people I have all this money. But it also showed me, and now that I'm comfortable, this money is staying with us for the rest of the life. Also fanning myself with $500 peso notes. Love this. Love this. Love my life. But I have a vision board, and on my vision board, I feature wads of cash. I feature, just stacks of money. And I was on Pinterest, and there literally was a photo of some woman doing like this thing with a stack of money. And I thought about, when we create vision boards, what we're creating is, I'm obsessed. Like, I can't stop playing with it. What we are creating are images, like our experiences. We're not creating the feeling. Because when I put stacks of money on the vision board, what I wanted to feel when I had it was this sense of freedom and opportunity, and I can do whatever I want. And to me, rent is very pedestrian. It's just rent. It's like paying your light bill. And it's great. We love it, but it's not like luxury. It's just rent. And it reminded me, it's never about the thing. It's never about the thing. It's about how you feel. And it was also cool because, we prize money so much in our culture. And then when you have an actual stack of it, it really kind of like, you're like, oh, it's paper. You're like, oh, it's just paper. You got to use it for stuff. It's just paper. And I'm like, fuck. Okay. But I'm very grateful. I'm grateful for my rent money. I'm grateful to have a place to live. I'm going to put this down. And I had this stack of cash when I let that lady into my home. I kept it here in the bedroom. I literally also put it on my bedside table. So I wake up first thing in the morning and I'm like, hey, money girl. And I intentionally told the folks here, like, hey, I'm going to pay you on Thursday because I wanted to have a couple of days to just hang out with that money, to just do shit like this, just be with it, take photos with it, make it normal. Make it normal. All right. I'm going to have it to the chat. Yes, we're getting a lot of love. Pesos on pesos. Exactly, exactly. Okay, hold on. Let me scroll up. Okay. The greatest love is saying that is beauty when someone doesn't even know the gift they've given you. Love that. Exactly. And it's cool because I have no doubt that you have given people so many gifts and you maybe don't even know the extent to how much you bless them. Lizeth, hi Lizeth, is asking, curious how the credit card payoff journey is going. Well, exclusive. Let me literally go into my credit card account and show you what's going on. Chase. It's so nice to have a good relationship with money because I'm like, hey girl, Chase, here's where we're at. 13,055.65. I've been doing little micro payments. See all transactions. So I've been doing little micro payments of like $50, $40, $50 because I just love paying off debt. Like I'm like, here you go, here you go, here you go. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm calling in paying it all off in this month of March. So I'm not sure how it's going to happen given my income, but I'm feeling like we're going to wrap this up soon. And I think in part because I have so many other things I want to spend money on. So it's like I'm overusing my money for this. I'm like, I have some other things I want to spend money on. So let's move on. Amira's here. Hi, Amira. And we're saying, look at you. Yes, girl, I got it, money. The greatest love is saying, I was the same way after hitting up the ATM in Europe. Yes, that is the thing in our modern world. So much of money is zeros and ones on a computer. Get yourself some physical money. And there's so many like invitations, like manifestation invitations to like get yourself like $100 bill and walk around with it and just walk around feeling what it's like to have that money. There was this business guy, Jason Daniel, white folks, Daniel Priestley. And he talked about how at his first sales job, his boss asked him to go and get $1,000. And that was a lot for him, but he scraped it together. He found it. And then the boss gave him a money clip. I've never owned a money clip, so I'm adding that to the list of things I want. And was like, take this 1,000 and just walk around with it all day long. And just feel what it's like to have it be normal and common to have $1,000. And that way, when you're selling to people and you tell them what the price is, it's not going to feel like a big deal to say it's however many thousands of dollars. Cause you're like, I've seen that Arrested Development meme where it's like, it's a banana, Michael. How much could it cost? $10. It's like, it's $1,000. What is it? Like, that's just chump change. Get it out of your wallet, Y'all are appreciating the fanning. I was appreciating that too. Elizabeth is saying the average mortgage in the US is $2,700. Imagine the feeling, just the fanning of that. Do it. Just one time. You deserve to feel a thick stack of money. And the coolest thing was to feel like, because there were times in my life, y'all, where that was not what I had in my bank account, especially not in cash. That credit card, speaking of Chase, that credit card was really getting that work. So also to have done so much inner work around money and healing, and then to have the physical manifestation and be like, I did it. Like, I wanted money and here money is. And so just that reinforcement of power felt really good too. Liv saying, I should take out my next paycheck in cash. Yes, I'm making more than I ever had, but it's hard to conceptualize. The physical grounds you. I really encourage you to do it. It's so cool because then it's like, you did that. You did that. And then you're like, dang, if I did this, what else could I do? What more could I do? I highly recommend it. Liv is being shocked by the level of rent. Apparently it's roughly 3,000. Yeah. I'm getting some compliments. Tasha's asking, girl, I'll tell you again. She's like, what's the name of the money book you mentioned? I need some of that money energy you have. I'm going to type it and I feel so strongly about it. It's literally called Love Money, Money Loves You. And I think the woman's name is Sarah. Love Money, Money Loves You. Sarah McCrum. As a heads up, it is a channeled work because I have not always been as woo-woo as I am now. And so I know someone was like, what do you mean it was a channeled work? That might keep me away from engaging. But it has truly been so profound for me. So I'm letting everyone I know. Markeithia made it. Hi. Okay, this is really having me thinking that I should go live a little bit later in the afternoon. But I have calls usually. I'll be making this money. So we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Anti-ableism is saying, you're moving out of the US after you graduate. I highly recommend Mexico. Where are you thinking of going? Hopeful Tribe, hi, is saying, may your credit cards all be paid in full ASAP. I receive it. I received the prayer. Speaking of prayer, one thing I listened to an audiobook about, I don't know if it was an audiobook or just that man talking, Joseph Murphy. He gave a story about a woman she was like a hairstylist, and every day she would pray over her salon and she would pray over the guests and she would just pray. Like she just would like true prayer warrior, praying over the people who'd come and that they would have like a beautiful day and they'll be blessed by the style. Like just all of this love just going towards her clients. And then like within 3 months, she was like fully booked out, had more clients than she knew what to do with, all this stuff. And I was hearing that and I was like, oh, that's beautiful. I want to start doing that. And so last night I tried it for the first time and I was like, oh, I see why this led to the expansion in her business because it is so like sweet and loving. Like it is such a high frequency of love to really connect to those people and like pray over them. And I was like, oh, this is powerful. I was like, oh, I see how I had this thought of like, girl, do you have the capacity to have your business grow this much? Because this is going to do it. And I'm like, oh shit. So yeah, just want to share that because it really moved me. Liv saying that you love Daniel Priestley's books when you built your first business. Yes, I only found him a few months ago, but same thing, very like immediate, profound effect on me. The greatest love is heading out. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm glad you got to hang out as well. Have a great doctor's appointment. I hope all is well and all remains healthy. And Amir is asking, did you go about doing the inner work? Oh, how did you go about doing the inner work to heal your relationship with money? Was it just reading the book? And Anti-Ableism is asking, do you do coaching for content creators? That's exactly who I do coaching for, is for folks who are starting or growing their YouTube channel and their like creative business. And so there have been many levels to doing the healing work around money. The book is like the latest iteration of it. I'd say it really started with, I took some like online course for like $50 and it really was about the questions. Like it was a lot of like journal prompts. And that's what it started because I had a lot of really like painful memories, like from early childhood around money, around saving, around a sense of obligation, about, it's just really like heavy, sad stuff. And I'd been carrying it with me the whole time. And yeah, so it's been a years long process of meeting these parts of me that like were so angry and sad, and just meeting them with a lot of love and compassion and crying and feeling it. And then wave after wave, things got lighter and easier and easier. And I also got to this point where I got fed up with the efforting. And I also was like, God, you have the money, give it to me. Like I was just done. Like I was just like this, I could tell that I was doing too much. And I'm like, this doesn't even make sense. Just give me some money. And then literally like the next day I got a check for something. And that's when I was like, oh, I haven't been fully understanding the relationship I have to God and money. And that led to a much deeper process. And so essentially, as I've gotten closer to God and to a true understanding of infinite unconditional love and unconditional support and immediate support, like I like to use the phrase like same day delivery, where like I'll ask God for something and it's just like an immediate like, yep. And I'm like, oh, that has been the shift. Like, oh, you really are here to help me. And God's like, yep. And then of course that led to me processing, what about all those times where I needed help and you didn't help me? And so yeah, it's been a journey. But essentially now I'm at a place where I'm like more and more allowing like love. It's kind of like, have you ever hugged someone and they were like squirming in your arms, or maybe you've just seen that because they weren't trying to receive all that? That's how it used to be with me and God loving me. And now I'm getting more and more comfortable with just like receiving all of this love and knowing that it's safe to receive all this love, you know? So it is an intense emotional process, but I highly recommend it. And in terms of the book, I highly recommend listening to the audiobook. So I'm listening to it on Spotify. I really feel like I should get, like there should be a affiliate link or something the way I'm promoting this book, but I just want people to I just want people to listen to it. I want people to get the message. But I listen to it on Spotify. And so I just highly recommend checking it out, because the energy that the lady has as you are hearing it's so loving. And that's all it is, y'all. It all comes down to love. Also, I think we're going to go live for about 4 more minutes. We're going to wrap it up once it hits 30 minutes. And then, yeah, so I do coaching for content creators. Thank you for the invitation because I'm like, this is ostensibly to promote your business, girl. And I just be like, and so then some lady was in my house. And actually something I've been thinking about is, I don't know if it'd be more formally, but just weaving in some of those best practices and some of those lessons into the live. So people who are starting their YouTube channel or starting their creative business are also getting little tidbits and things. But I do feel like that's happening already, because literally like, and I recorded a video of this, but I never edited it because I want to start using DaVinci Resolve, where basically I read this book. I started listening to this book on the Saturday, launched a program made the program on the Monday, launched it on the Tuesday. It started on the Saturday, and I made like a couple $1,000s just that week after listening. So it had an immediate financial impact in my life. And that was that wasn't even with, you know what I mean? I hadn't even heard the whole book yet, and I was already making thousands of dollars. So I literally just highly recommend it. Charlotte made it on a live. Charlotte, you finally made it. We was waiting on you. We were like, Charlotte girl, when are you coming through? And you did it. And I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, Charlotte. How are you? And you made it just in time too, because I'm about to hop out of here in a couple of minutes. I think the thing too about having a hard stop with a call or something is that there's an internal justification. But when I get off this live, I'm just going to keep hanging out. I don't have anything on my agenda. I don't got no plans. I'm literally going to be like, okay, now what? I'll make myself something to eat, probably go back outside. It's such a beautiful day. I'm going to go back into that ocean, y'all. It's so nice. Lizeth is saying, Barbara's here. Hi, Barbara. Lizeth is saying, my mentor invited me to a lunch today. It's like a $130 ticket, and I'm still having a hard time accepting her generosity. Oh, so it's free for you, but she's paying for the ticket. Yeah, I would be with the felt sense in your body, like when you imagine receiving it. I would just notice what part of your body like is activated, and then do like a process, a meditation to like, how I would normally do it is usually if you connect to the energy in your body of that feeling, you can usually ask yourself, oh, how old do I feel? Maybe see an image of the version of you feeling that way. And there's usually some kind of memory, some kind of really intense memory tied to this. And then I would just let yourself feel that feeling and basically rewrite the story. Like, what did that version of you need to hear? How did she need to be comforted when you experienced that really hard thing? If you want to do process work around it. Yeah, that's what I would advise. Because the other things, like you could do like intellectual stuff, like, oh, let me think about how many amazing opportunities I'm going to get at this experience. Let me think about how, in receiving her blessing, I'm actually doing her a favor because I'm allowing her to be in her expression as a generous person. All these things are really nice, but there was just some trauma that happened. So you just got to do some trauma healing. You'll be fine, girl. It's not easy, it's hard, but it's simple. It's not easy, but it is simple. Livia downloaded the book. Yes, 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 yes. Let me know. Let me know. Come back on the next live. Let me know how it resonates. Let me know how the money starts flowing. I feel like so what I'm thinking right now is literally just like every other month, because I think I'm going to take a month to chill, like March to chill, and then come back in April and just every month be like, let's get into it. Let's listen to this book. Like just becoming a spokesperson for this book. Like, hey, have we listened to it yet? Let's get in the Telegram group. Let's talk. Let's meet up, because I'm very passionate about it. I love helping people make money. It's awesome. Tasha is heading out. Is it going to be the same time tomorrow? We gonna see. Do I have any calls? Let me check my calendar and see what time. I think I have a call, but it's a little bit later in the afternoon. Yeah, I have a call at this exact time next week. So maybe around like noon Eastern time or like 12:30 Eastern time. We'll see. But it sounds like later in the day is better for y'all. So I'm going to do that more often. Valencie's here. Oh, hi, Valencie. Truly one of my faves. You were the one because Valencie joined one of my earlier lives and I was randomly talking about Kendrick Lamar. And then she brought it up later. And I'm like, when I say things, people hear it. Like, it really landed. I was like, what is going on? My voice matters. Every voice matters, which is really exciting. Anti-ableism is saying we are going back to the days of reading. Humanity is finally making up. And Shelly is here and also asking, will you offer a money training? I will. I've been doing it this February with a small group. As like a sort of like a beta test, just to like work out the kinks. And yeah, I think I'm going to launch it in April. So April 1st, I think is that a 30-day month or a 31-day month? April is 30 days. Yeah. So it's going to be another 30-day intensive. We're going to listen to this audiobook. We're going to meet up every week. We're going to be in a Telegram group. Oh, it's so awesome. It's so awesome. So yeah, of course, once I like finalize everything, I'll be sharing the links and promoting it on live and stuff, but it's so cool. It's like, and it really is night and day. For me, it's been night and day. Like despite all of this money work I've been doing, listening to this audiobook, it like, whoa. And it's so cool because the book talks about this too. Like a lot of the challenges we have with money is just due to ignorance. Like we just don't understand how money works. So just listening and knowing how it works, a lot of your problems are going to be solved already. And that's been my experience where now I'm like, the worry, the stress, I'm like, oh, there's always money coming. Money loves me. I know how to be of service. I know how to create things that bring value. I know how to appreciate. I know how to be in the frequency of love. And then you realize, oh, I never need to worry about money because I know like the ability to know, oh, I know how to make money. Like there's so many, I was telling Valencia about this. I was like, oh, you don't have problems when you have money. You really like anything you have. Because my whole experience with this apartment was they told me like a couple of days before I left my last spot, oh yeah, girl, someone booked your apartment. You can't live here no more. And I was a little bit nervous and I was like, oh wait, I have money. Like, you don't have any problems. It's wild. And then the question becomes, all right, how do you spend your time when your energy is no longer going towards solving your problems? And that was a little uncomfortable because I was like, I kind of really like doing process work. It's kind of my favorite thing. So if I don't have a problem to process, I'm going to just sit here. And it's like, yes, if you want. And also you could go to the beach. And it's like, yeah, let's go to the beach. Shelly's saying, I don't want my money blocks to keep holding me back from leaving corporate and starting your business. Yes. And I don't know if you were here when I was talking about it earlier, but this business that's on your spirit to create, it is like boom, 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 like there's that pounding, like create me, because there are people who are going to be so blessed by what you create. There are going to be people that you meet. There are going to be people that you impact. There are going to be relationships that form. There are going to be all these ripples in the world that are going to happen because you make this decision and pour into this business. And that is actually what's compelling you, is like the lives that you're going to change. So yeah, I'm excited for you to do it and hopefully join the program in April because, oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. Liv is saying you may have personal problems, but money is no longer one of them. And that is huge. And honestly, like, and we can get into it, but even some of them personal problems, in my experience, personal problems are because we feel we need to experience something, because if we aren't experiencing it, we are not going to have some level of safety or belonging. And let me know if the problem that you have in mind fits into that. But whether it's like being in relationships with certain people, or whether it's even like health things, like a lot of health problems are like stress and then like the resources to like eat good, or it could be like hiring the doctors. And if you have money, like you don't gotta be stressed no more. You can hire the best personal trainers. You can get the nicest vegan meals, all the organic BS. You can get the nicest, the richest specialists, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think I used to be on that like money doesn't make you happy train. And now I'm like, well, now I see it differently, where it's, if you are resourced, you don't have any problems, because any problem is just lack of something. And so when you're resourced, you're like, no, I got it. I'm good. All right, y'all, I'm going to head on out. Liv is saying, as a lifelong entrepreneur, never had a corporate job, I recommend starting the biz alongside your job first. I recommend that too. And Liv's saying the stable paycheck would have saved me so many sleepless nights in my early 20s. Yeah, definitely just being nice to ourselves is huge. And there's so much like love and support going out to Shelly as she starts her business, and gratitude going out to Liv. Thanks for hanging out with me, y'all. I am definitely going to try to start going live later in the day so more folks can hang out. And I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you probably tomorrow.